Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. So, today kita akan sambung. Ini adalah minggu yang ketiga. So, kita akan masuk ke unit 2, which is kita akan masuk a bit on energy policy, legislation and standard. Okay. So, at the end of the module, each student should be able to recognize the benefit of policy, apakah act, legislative, standards and labeling of energy efficient products and processes that involved. So the main content for today is we want to learn about the policy that very much related to energy and what's the most important thing, because we have learned about ACTA, which is Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act. So now we want to know the Malaysia's Act, regulation and labeling related to energy efficiency. So as an introduction, Malaysia have a commitment where we are adopting an indicator to reduce our emissions up to 45% intensity of GDP, gross domestic product, by 2030 compared to 2005 level. This is the former Prime Minister. So we have give macam janji lah bahawa we want to achieve 45% of emission reduction. Okay, so macam mana kita nak achieve that 45% carbon emission reduction adalah through, first, the most important is energy efficiency, next is energy conversion, and lastly is renewable energy. Dengan renewable energy kita dah reduce. Kalau kita tengok sekarang, kita dah ada lagi the new initiative which is NETR apa semua, yang which is akan support this initiative to achieve 45% reduction of carbon emission. Okay, untuk achieve that 45% carbon emission reduction, salah satu dia adalah IMA 2008 that encourage efficient management of energy, that being now dah empowered lagi, dia jadi Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act 2024. So dia makin membesar, makin kuat. Meaning that satu kita nanti that ACTA tu IMA dah tak ada lagi, no more. Tapi kita kena tahulah the history of IMA itself. IMA tujuannya untuk achieve that carbon emission, plus kita kena ada energy conservation, which is kita reduce penggunaan tenaga kita. Okay, next is renewable energy, yang mana kita nak reduce. Kita faham in the last class I've shown you that kita terlalu bergantung pada fossil fuel. Jadi now we want to go for renewable energy. Dan bila renewable energy, kita akan kurang pakai fossil fuel. Kita tahu fossil fuel ni satu masa akan habis. So salah satu kita ada FIT, feed-in tariff. Kalau yang latest kita ada solar atap. Okay, you can explore the solar atap. That's different punya inilah initiative, tapi dia punya purpose sama juga, untuk give benefit for those who use renewable energy ataupun install solar lah. Okay, so energy policy. First, supply objective, kita nak pastikan we have an adequate, secure and cost-effective energy supply. Okay, developing indigenous energy resources, both non-renewable and renewable energy. So jadi non-renewable masih ada. Kita tak boleh kata kita 100% renewable and renewable energy. Tapi kita nak that renewable energy sources keep expanding, makin besar. So the percentage, kalau kita tengok pie chart tu, yang asal itu dia makin membesar. So utilization objective to promote the efficient utilization of energy and discourage wasteful. Jangan membazir. So kita bukan tak nak guna elektrik, boleh, tapi guna secara berhemah dan guna in the end lagi kita dapat jimat energy dan tak membazir. Alright, next is environmental objective. Kita nak minimize the impact. Of course, bila kita guna electricity, kita kena bakar sesuatu, dia akan ada impact. But now we have to reduce the impact through energy transportation. So meaning kita boleh carpool, okay, naik public transport, utilize consumption. In the end, kita punya mind adalah kita nak selamatkan environment for our children and future lah. Okay, so secure supply, efficient usage and protect the environment is the three most motto lah to be achieved. Okay, so this is the energy policy that available in Malaysia. They started with Petroleum Development Act in 1974 by Petronas. Of course, bila bid Petronas dia ada ni. And then kita ada National Petroleum Policy, National LPG Policy, National Depletion Policy, saya dah cerita itu. 4 fuel and then 5 fuel. Jadi 5 fuel tu adalah RE. Okay. Okay, so kalau kita tengok lah, this is the evolutions of energy related policies since 1975 to 2021, yang mana by 2021 kita ada National Energy Efficiency Action Plan 2015. Now after about 10 years kita dah ada National Energy Efficiency Conservation Act, yang mana dia memang related with this subject lah. Okay, kalau tengok ni banyak-banyak 4 fuel, 5 fuel, National Policy Climate Change. Alright, so National Green Energy Policy yang mana launched in 2009 by our former Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Najib. So pada ketika itu di bawah KETA lah. Okay, alright. So apakah polisi ni berkaitan? Dia under Kementerian KETA, Teknologi Hijau dan Air. Is a driver to accelerate national economy and promote sustainable developments, especially for green technology. Okay, dia memang ada. Bila ada polisi, bila ada akta, tujuannya untuk benda tu makin banyak, makin pakai, makin bagus, makin improve. Alright. So in the first place, kita cakap green technology. What is green technology? Is it something that are green in color? No. It's the development and application of products, equipment and system that conserve natural environment and resources, which is kita mengecat dinding tapi cat kita tu tak ada menghasilkan odor ataupun chemical punya residu yang menyebabkan kita boleh tercemar udara kita which minimize the reduce and effect of human activities. Kita mesti buat aktiviti as usual, kita tak berhenti untuk mungkin decorate our house, cat apa semua, tapi kita menggunakan barang-barang yang mesra alam. Alright. So green technology refers to product, equipment or system. Tujuannya to minimize degradation of environment. It can be zero emissions, greenhouse gases emission, or low greenhouse gases emission. Alright. Next. So it is safe. Okay. So in a way promotes healthy and improved environment for all. Tak kisahlah kita manusia ke haiwan ke, flora and fauna, it will not affect them or less effect. Okay. And then conserve energy, kurang guna energy dan resources, and promotes the use of renewable resources. Okay. So this green technology policy, we have 4 pillars, which is divided into 4 main pillars, which is first, energy. So kita nak attain energy independent and promote efficient utilization ataupun energy efficient lah. Next is environment. Kita nak this technology, we want to develop new technology but it conserve and minimize the impact. And through economy, the technology itself will enhance our economic. And lastly, quality of life through social lah. Okay. So this is National Energy Efficiency Action Plan to 2016-2025. The first is strategic thrust is implementation of energy efficiency plan. So okay. So antara inisiatif dia promote 5-star rated appliance. So kalau sekarang tu masih ada lagi yang mana kita bagi diskaun kan. Government bagi diskaun untuk equipment yang 5-star rated, ada diskaun. Dan kita dah ada minimum energy performance standards yang certain ni kalau barang daripada China make tak sampai that level, they cannot masuk market Malaysia lah. Next is strategic thrust number 2, strengthen institutional framework, capacity development and training to implement the EE initiative. Okay. So through that, kita nak ada, because of kita nak ada satu action plan yang baik, of course kita kena ada framework dan development of training. Okay. Kita tak nak buat satu benda tu kita tak tahu nak buat apa. Just we have to save energy. How we want to save energy. Next is thrust number 3, which is establish a sustainable funding mechanism. Bila ada funding mechanism, of course EE initiative akan kata kereta sekali. Kalau kita tengok key initiative number 2, which is industrial program initiative, kita ada energy audit, energy management industry. Jadi when it related to energy efficiency, of course kita kena buat energy audit in any building, industries. Okay, macam UTM sendiri ada juga. Now kita buat on Fakulti Teknologi Maklumat, and promotes of cogenerations and strategic trust number 4, a promotion of private sector investments in EE initiative. Kita ada building program initiative, energy audit, management industry, and aviation building design, which is the building itself is being designed to be energy efficient. We have zero energy, low energy building, okay, so on and so forth. Alright, so in the 11 Malaysia Plan or RMK 11, okay, kita ada EE program. Salah satunya ialah energy audit and energy management industrial sector, commercial sector dan juga government sector. Kalau kita UTM ni government sector lah. So tujuannya untuk bantu. So we have some budget where we install maybe IoT meter. Okay. Alright, expected outcome. So you want to reduce the electrical energy consumption by 199, almost 200 gigawatt hour, saving in 74 million ringgit Malaysia. Okay, in electricity cost for the period RMK 11. So even in UTM, we have saved about 15 million. So there are plenty of industry that implement this energy efficient punya planning. Therefore, I think we have achieved this 74 million. Alright, the cost saving in generation is up to 130 million. Okay, it's about 18.83 megawatt. Okay. Alright. Alright, greenhouse gases you want to reduce, okay? 147.5 to kiloton CO2, okay? So cultivating the culture, okay, and of energy auditing. So all sectors kita dapat satu dana to do audit to improve our own. So this is something that UTM may be applied lah. Kita ada polisi kecekapan tenaga. This is since 2019, sorry, 2015. So it almost 10 years. Saya pun dulu berada di jabatan ni, Pusat Kelesian Alam Sekitar. So kita dah buat benda ni. UTM dah buat. So we have get the impact lah. Alright, next we go to 3.0, which is legislation. So legislation yang berkaitan, okay, kalau tadi kita ulang balik. The first is Petroleum Development Act. Okay, nak mengatakan bahawa tu this Development Act because masa tu kita jumpa minyak kan. Ownership kepada Petronas. So, tapi di bawah control of Prime Minister lah. Okay, advice parameter interest on petroleum industries, energy resources and utilization. Next is Energy Supply Act. To provide regulation, electric supply industry. Of course, bila ESA ni actually related to TNB. Okay, TNB punya kaitan. Dan seterusnya 1993, licensing of natural gases. Ini berkait bila Petronas dah supply gases kepada kita punya generation, which is yang energy generation guna gas. Okay. Seterusnya Energy Commission Act 2001. Okay. Ini bila ada ni Energy Commission Act ECA ini, automatic kita ada ST ataupun Energy Commission yang akan regulate supply energy activities, which is TNB datang dulu 1990. Lepas tu baru datang Energy Commission Act. Dan selepas tu barulah ST di bawahnya dia mengawal selia TNB. Seterusnya 2011 we have Renewable Energy Act, implement of IT, and also we have SEDA Act, which is establishment of Sustainable Energy Development Authority to sustainable energy laws and promote sustainable energy. Now dia bagi training juga, dia produce energy monitoring, so on lah, banyak benda. Okay, ESA 1990. So ESA 1990, so in a part VA, the efficient use of electricity, yang mana kita nak pastikan bahawa minister akan determine the standard, okay, installation, is it meet the requirement, equipment meet the requirement in term of efficiency. Alright, in ECA atau Energy Commission EC Act 2001 to promote efficiency, economy and safety of generation. Of course kita ada generation kita, production, transmission, distribution of and use of electricity to promote the use of RE and conserve of non-RE. Of course non-RE masih ada pada tahun 2001. Now you want to conserve supaya kita boleh guna lebih lama. RE makin besar. That's why kalau kita perasan that initiative yang kita NEM, okay, solar atap, FIT, tujuannya untuk menambahkan penggunaan RE. Alright. Seterusnya regulation, electricity regulation ER 1994. Okay, so pada 2013 dia dah ada buat implementation of minimum energy performance standard, yang mana equipment yang utama yang ada di rumah kita, setiap rumah mesti ada aircon, mesti ada fridge, mesti ada TV, mesti ada kipas, lighting. Dia akan ada minimum energy standard yang boleh masuk Malaysia. Dan last sekali energy efficient management of electrical energy regulation yang sekarang dah jadi lagi besar. Dia dah jadi Energy Efficiency and Conservation Act 2024. Alright. Okay, IMA ni saya tak ada cerita lagi because of I telling you. Okay. So the purpose is bila kita being notified by ST, so now pun sama juga, we have to appoint a registered energy manager. Kalau dulu REM, REEM, now is RAM. So that RAM need to submit minimum 1 year one report lah in energy. Okay, alright. So kalau kita buka web ST sekarang ni mungkin dah tukar kepada IMA, EECA 2024. So listed setiap negeri tu ada installation. Contohnya mungkin kalau kita buka di mana, di Selangor, Pahang, ni ada listed. Ini listed apa? ESCO yang boleh bantu kita untuk jadi engine manager. Okay. Kalau siapa yang ni, kalau kita generality regulation, kalau kita boleh denda RM5,000. Now is up to 20 or 50k, berbeza lagi detail. Okay, kalau saya cakap tadi pasal equipment, minimum energy standard, kita tengok sekarang 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. Kita faham bila makin banyak star makin bagus. So energy rating kita, kalau kita tengok kat kedai sekarang ni, minimum yang terjual 3 star, tak ada dah 2 star. Dan 3 star pun makin ketat. Okay. Dan label ada kat sini, is appliance types. Apa kat equipment dia tu? Okay. Seterusnya kat belah kanan ni is information of brand. Contohnya apa-apalah, GRI ke, AUX ke, Daikin ke. Okay. Dan dia punya rating. So kita tengok kat sini dah tu, 3, 4, 5. Macam mana dia determine tu? Macam mana dia tahu 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Dia ada lab test dia. Okay. Berapa penggunaan dia dalam masa setahun. Energy saving bila kita compare dengan 2 star rated product yang teruk lah kan. Dan testing standard yang kita guna. Tengok, testing pun MS ISO. Bukan kita suka-suka hati letak. Alright. The more star are more efficient lah. Alright. Yang mana di Gazette in 3rd May 2013. Okay. So kalau kita contoh air conditioner. Non-ducted split aircon, capacity less 25,000 BTU. Kalau normal 1 horsepower, about 9 to 10,000 BTU. Tu kita punya perbandingan lah. Ini maknanya ini dalam 2.5 lah horsepower. Next is fan. Ceiling fan with diameter than less 60 inch. Wall fan diameter less than 16 inch. Ni 60, this is 16. Ni wall fan, ni ceiling fan. Of course ceiling fan lagi besar lah kan. Refrigerator 1 or 2 door only. Okay. A lamp T5, T8 fluorescent lamp, self balas. Okay. Single cap fluorescent lamp. Ini kalau ni kebanyakan dah pakai LED sekarang. Television, we have LCD, plasma, now is LED. Semua LED. Okay. OLED sekarang. Okay. Up to equal to 70. Washing machine, top front loading, capacity less than 16 kg. Yang industri dia pakai besar. Kalau perasan yang dekat kita basuh dekat Dobby tu kan, Dobby Express, no. They don't have like star rating. Okay. So, map in 2014, kita tengok berapa banyak So majority equipment yang masuk Malaysia adalah in 4 and 5 star rating. 5 star lah sebenarnya. Okay, tengok warna purple ni. 5 star paling banyak. So jadi kita boleh banyak pilihan sebenarnya. Kalau kita masih pilih 2 star atau 3 star because of our own choice lah. Sebab naik murah kan. Tapi in the end kita akan rugi on long term. Alright. 2015 makin meningkat 5 star. Okay. Tadi kita ceritakan tentang maps that label our equipment. Apa tadi? Kita ada refrigerator, TV, aircon, AC, fan dengan lamp. Now, labeling for building pula. Tujuannya untuk government staff improve energy efficiency of building. Okay? Dan ST dah implement agency untuk verify data exchange label dan provide information lah energy building. So, kalau sepatutnya kalau building kita kena achieve bab dia lah. 130, 160 ni National Energy Building. Jadi, kita UTM ni sendiri kita masih pada 3 star lah. Kita tak sampai lagi 4 star. 4 star ni susah. Biasanya, building yang memang dia dah design. Mungkin after this, bila kita ada solar yang besar, mungkin kita akan drop lah. So, BEI tu, how we want to calculate is annual energy consumption in kilowatt hour. Okay, kilowatt tu power dia times dengan hour penggunaan bahagi dengan area dia. Okay, net flow area dia. So kita tahulah BI level kita boleh calculate. Alright. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, this is end of session for this week. Kalau ada apa-apa, you can contact me, direct me, WhatsApp me any question regarding for this chapter. Alright, thank you very much. Okay, bye.